Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. This is Mike Brenner. This is the NBA Odds Couple Show for Thursday, April 7th. Mike Brenner, a wacky time of the year.
It is. It's Bounce Back Thursday, and guess what? My father always said, the day you quit living is the day you quit learning, and I learned something yesterday, and I'm not kidding you. And it's my own fault, and I have to take, and when I lose, I own it, all right? And I don't gloat when I win. I made two of the stupidest calls, and I think I knew, but I didn't, but something said, bottom line, Oklahoma City and Cleveland. When those lines looked like what it did, all right, I should either just wait off or stay off. It's way off or stay off, and you know what? Stay off is much better. Cleveland ends up resting. Tyronn Lue puts a big lead up early and then pulls guys. There's no chemistry there. LeBron doesn't play. Oklahoma City sits 4 starters.
Yeah.
I'm not making an excuse, but that screwed up 5 of my plays.
Of course. I mean, it's not really. I mean, that's why. This stuff is completely par for the course at this time of the year in the NBA.
But I have to own it for the viewers, and I'm telling you right now, I learned from that. I will not put you in that position, and it's Bounce Back Thursday, and I'm freaking ready.
The moment you stop living is the moment you stop learning. Although you also have a hell of a lot of other problems the moment you stop living.
And my dad also said, because in Costa Rica there's some beautiful women, the day you quit looking is the day you quit living. So with that being said, I'm going to pan the board because we need to look at this disaster.
Also, the day you quit living is also you stop looking as well. You can't do anything when you stop
Pistol
living.
Pete, I know what we can do today. We need to win, all right? All right, guys, I take responsibility. I will get it back. Trust me, okay? And I learned from that yesterday. But 120 and 103, still 17 units up, 54%. But that's not going down. I'm moving it up tonight, all right? Pistol Pete was 1 and 2, I believe. So 62 and 72. That's 46%. Still time for him to get up into the 5-0 range.
The interesting thing is that if you looked at the picks that I made, all 3 of them beat the closing line by a mile because of the resting. But those line moves, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, it's just a wacky time. Like for instance, the OKC game. I picked it at under 221.5, closed at 214.5. Went way over. The Cleveland game, I took it at under 201, closed at I think 195.5 or 197. This is a massive edge in theory, but. So it just shows you that there's unexpected roster stuff that happens. The line moves reflect that, and the line moves are not always correct.
No, not at all. Yeah. And like you said, it's just a wacky time in general in the NBA, Pete. And I know I got to sharpen my pencil, and I'm going to do it. So,
well, let's start with the wackiest of them all. Golden State coming off a loss to Minnesota. Unbelievable, right?
Yeah.
That was another one. I really like the under in that one. I'm glad I didn't give it in this show, but I bet it. And it did go under, then went to OT.
And bam. Soared
way over.
Just
so
amazing.
The question is, I mean, this is another one of those games. You live and you learn. Who knows who's going to?
Exactly.
You have to assume that the Spurs are going to play all their guys for tonight's game, but you definitely can't be sure.
So. And you could talk about this game for 4 hours. I love it. But Golden State learned from that. And you know what? And they even admittedly said the chase for 73, has taken its toll on this team.
Yeah.
That coupled with a few of the minor injuries, with Iguodala being gone for a minute, and the fact that they hit some teams that were looking at it like this is our Super Bowl. We got nothing else to play for. You got that young core in Minnesota, all right? And I'm telling you right now with Wiggins and what's his name? God, Jesus, I forget his name. The guy from Kentucky, Towns. They're going to be good. They're going to get rid of 53-year-old Kevin Garnett this year. He's finally going to finish up that contract. But what happened was that team went in hungry. They saw an opportunity and they grabbed it. My hat's off to them. Golden State learned from that as well. So tonight, does Popovich do what Tyronn Lue did last night and what Donovan did for OKC?
I think probably not.
I think probably not as well. But I like Golden State on the half.
Oh, boy.
The half, and I do. Oof. It's -4.
Okay.
And I know, Pistol Pete, here's why. You got to hear me out here.
Okay.
You don't think that some of these guys right now, it's like, fuck this, screw the 73 wins. We got to get some mojo back because we want to repeat. So they know there's talent coming on their floor tonight, a low-scoring team that plays lockdown defense. So I think early for momentum and just for, these guys got to know inside we're still the king. The odds have gone amazingly down for them now because of their recent stint for the futures for winning the championship. So, and I'll put it up in a nutshell, but Golden State on the first half -4 because they want to go out and make sure they still got what they got. And I think they still got it.
I love everything that you had to say. It just makes me nervous because I don't think the Spurs, and if the Spurs, if Popovich doesn't rest the stars, then they're going to come out and give 100% because they're against Golden State.
Exactly. And I think, you know what? And if it comes down to that, I think Golden State's a better team because I think Golden State's giving 100%.
Okay.
Iguodala's playing. Bounce back night for Brenner. Bounce back night for the Warriors.
Right.
Golden State on the first half.
Brenner,
I'm telling you.
-4 is the market-wide line right now. We will see what
fired
the
up,
news is.
Pete. I'm fired up.
Well, it's an interesting situation. We'll see what the news is. We'll see how the line moves based on that news. Then another one, if I had to, I'm confused
I know where you're
about.
I got a feeling. I know. I'm not even going to tell you, but go ahead. What do you?
Well, I don't know. I'm looking at the Phoenix and the Houston game, right?
Yep.
Houston's on a back-to-back. They lost a low-scoring game, close game in Dallas. And my sense is that Houston, it was a low-scoring game, right? My sense is Houston, whatever else they do, if they play better than their market valuation or not, they're going to try to play to their style, their natural style, preferred style, which is higher scoring. It's kind of a low total. Well, I mean, for Houston, 213.5, and curiously, the first half is 104.5 or 105.
Wow.
My sense is that the first half over 104.5 might be a good play.
I think you might be right. You got a pissed off team, and they that was one of my plays yesterday. I had a -2. They owned Dallas for a minute, and then they fell behind, came back, and James Harden, this guy, how many times can you put a team on your shoulder? Well, last night he got the best of them. His 6th turnover last night came in the closing 10 seconds, which ended up costing him the game because they could have got a basket and gone to overtime. He felt bad about it, but what it did, it put him now into 9th. They need a miracle. They got to win out, and they need some help from some other people. So here's a team you talk about desperate, but then you got the Phoenix Suns. You got Tyson Chandler. This kid's flipping double-doubles and triple-doubles or whatever like it's nothing. And he's getting older, but this veteran's still playing for pride, so that kind of scares me. But I think the first half, I think I like it for you because I think Houston's got no choice but to come out and run.
Right.
So 104, I think that fits, and Phoenix can run. So Pistol Pete, I think you need to pull the trigger on that.
The only thing that makes me nervous is just
and wipe the rust off of that gun.
The question is, why is it so low? But I don't know. I'll give the pick. I'll give it over.
That would be the question I would ask you because you're the line shopper. You are the totals guy.
Over 104.5 on the first half. Phoenix Houston. I'm not saying it's something that I'm loving, but then again, look at what happened yesterday. Beat the closing lines by a mile. Didn't matter.
I want to sweep the board today. And last time I said that, I was actually 4 vodkas deep at a wedding. But last time I said that, I did it. Swept 5 in a row. I was on a 13-2 run before that disaster last night in NBA.
Well, but that's what happens at this point in time of the year. It's just a completely unpredictable wacky
Shame
time.
on myself. I'm still kicking myself in the ass.
And then let's talk about Minnesota. They're coming off of the
exactly. Is it a letdown now for a team that they blow their whatever? If they're low then the whole game. I mean, is that it?
Yeah, Sacramento pretty clearly is given like a 3/4 effort to try to secure that lottery protected.
And what they said? They announced that DeMarcus Cousins will play the rest of the games at home, but he will not travel with the team. He will not play on the road. So does he then say, all right, since I'm only playing at home, I'm going to light it up. I'm going to have fun. Him and Rondo, because they both played really, really good last time out in the loss that they had. But that's one of those that's just a game that's got 10-foot pole written all over it for me.
For me too. For me as well. 10-foot pole, absolutely. I guess I would lean under maybe, but even that's a 10-foot pole.
No leans on a 10-foot pole, Pistol Pete. Let's move on to the next one.
No leans on a 10-foot pole.
That's
absolutely.
right.
All right, then let's talk about Toronto, Atlanta. Now, Toronto, the thing is, the Raptors are basically locked into the number 2 seed, right? Yeah. So how much do they care about this game? Hard to say, but you got to assume that they know they're locked into the 2 seed, and they've handled Atlanta though. Each time this year that they've played, Atlanta knows that. How much do they care about this? You got to assume that they are aware of that. They care about it a little bit. Not obviously they're looking forward to the playoffs, but they know what the deal is here. Tricky game. What do you think?
Turn me loose, Pistol Pete.
You love Atlanta.
Okay. The Hawks have lost 3 out of 3 to Toronto this year. This is going to be...
Turn me loose, Pistol Pete.
Turn me loose, Pistol Pete. I like that. Let's start thinking about that. We might be cutting records before long.
Gambling songs.
I like that.
I'm turning you loose.
I still like that. Don't tell me, bro. You know what? Yeah.
I'm turning you loose right now, Mike.
We might get into it. But here's the deal. This would be the first time that they were swept the season series versus the Hawks if they get this win. What I read out of Toronto is they want to do that. All right. They are locked in number 2. They can't. They'd have to have a miracle to get the number 1. Right. They know it ain't going to happen. All right. The Hawks, here's why I like it. I don't think the Hawks' motivation comes from shit. We can't let this team sweep us. Right. It comes from they're in a tangle for the number 3 spot with 2 other teams. All right, they got to play good. And motivationally for the morale going into the playoffs, Budenholzer wants his team knowing, look, even though they beat us 3 times, we are the better team in the East. Mm-hmm. We're better than this team. So the Hawks go in, they cover the first half -3.5. They get it done. They get it done on the first half early, and that's my pick in that game. And I also have them on a teaser.
You know what I'm going to do based on that? This is how I was thinking as well.
You're going to tell me because I've not given you any reason to not tell me this year.
I'm partially telling you what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Hawks team total over in the first half.
Which is what?
Which should be about, based on the lines right now, it should be about 52, 51 and a half.
Ooh, yeah.
51 and a half.
Yeah, they might explode. They might explode. And guess what? Toronto. And I'm not a big Dwayne Casey fan. You all know that. He might sit some guys tonight out of nowhere.
He might.
He might look and go, hell, Popovich does it. Those guys do it. Why not try it? So I don't know.
I'm going to take Hawks. First half over team total, I'm estimating 51.5. I'll check the official line after the video. And you like Atlanta minus 3.5 on the first
guess
half.
what? I'm doing it. I'm pulling the pistol. I'm pulling the trigger on the pistol. I'm going for the game also.
And
minus
the game
6.5.
too.
I
Minus
just sold
6.5.
myself.
Yep, it's
I just sold
6.5,
myself. They need this win so bad. This coach might rest some guys. Second half. I like it. All right, I love it. Hawks on the half and Hawks on the game, Pistol Pete.
I turned you loose. Maybe I should have only turned you half loose.
Well, we got to write that song then. Hey.
All right. Okay.
No, my wife turned me loose. I'm telling you. I love that.
Then the only other game on the card that we didn't discuss, Chicago-Miami. You have anything about that one?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. All right. I'm going with the Heat only on the first half, and I'm also using them later in the teaser. But I got them on the half. Here's why. They're in the seeding hunt for number 3. All right. They're in that battle with the Hawks. They're playing good. I saw an interview the other day. Hakeem Whiteside is going to get defensive player in the league. He's got over 200 and something blocks. This guy's a maniac, right?
Yeah.
They believe in themselves. And you know what? My hat's off because LeBron literally thought the whole city would melt when he left. And you know what? They went through some changes up and down. They lose Bosch for the year. But they got some young guys playing. Josh Richardson's shooting out of control. All right. You got Justice Winslow. Yeah. He ain't tied. Right. You know, for real. This Heat team is going to get it done in the first half. The Bulls and Etuan Moore. He said, I'm sitting out tonight.
Really?
He's sitting out. Okay. Don't want to play. And guess what? Taj Gibson, and this guy's like 39 years old, 40 years old. He can't move his elbow or his arm. He's done. So with that, and they got that Carrington Barstow, whatever, he is questionable. So if I have to depend on Rose and Butler, these two from this year, hell no. All right, because they're in a fight for their life for the playoffs. They're probably not going to make it. I'm going Heat on the first half, Pistol Pete, minus 3.
I'll tell you on that one. You like that one.
Yeah,
you like
I love
that
it.
one.
I love that.
Right. Is that your favorite play of the card?
That's my favorite play.
Favorite play of the card?
Yes.
All right. I'm tail of the day.
Yep.
That's my official tail of the day. That gives 3 plays for me. Great show.
We're not done. I got 4 picks and now I got a 5th.
No, I was just throwing out a comment that it was a great show, but it's not done. It's not done yet.
Pistol Pete.
Not done yet. There's even more.
It's always a great show. All right, here's even more.
Let's hear
we
your
go.
teaser.
I'm going to cash a 5th ticket with a 3-team teaser. And Pete, you know, I hit 11 out of 13 until yesterday, and 1 team, the Cleveland Cavs, screwed me on that.
You don't make excuses, but yesterday you're getting excuses. Yeah. All the unexpected news, all the crazy line movement.
Yeah, but shame on myself.
I'm
still
Mr.
own
Excuses, and I'm making a few for you today.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm not going to let that happen.
Don't make excuses for yourself. But
own it. I'm going to get back, bounce back. But here's my 3-team teaser, and it's going to cash, and it all makes sense, okay? Yes. All right, I got the Hawks after the adjustment. It'll be minus a half.
Right.
All right, I got the Warriors. I think they get the win. All right, after the adjustment, should be minus 1. And I got the Heat after the adjustment. Should be minus half.
Should be plus a half.
Plus a half. Jesus, that's beautiful. Well, with that being said, I'm going to pan this board because we're getting close to playoff time, baby. And I'm telling you, Brenner will not make any more mistakes like he made yesterday, okay? For real. All right, 120 and 103, but I got 5 solid picks, so 54%. We're going to move it up. Pistol Pete, feeling pretty good, feeling confident, said this was a great show, and it was. 62 and 72, 46%. This is the NBA. Guys, please, all right? Trust us here. Let us bang your buck. And I'm telling you, we'll build your bank account in the meantime and bet responsibly along the way. But it can be done. I love it. I had a friend of mine yesterday that cashed a huge ticket in an under in a baseball game with the Cubs. I'm not the Cubs, oh, God, what game was that? The Phillies.
The Phillies.
Oh, my God, bro. Yeah.
No, I had that, too.
Yeah, I know you did.
Yeah, but I had that, too. But I didn't see it until late. That's the problem a lot.
Yeah,
we give you the best information, or at least I give you the best information that I got at the time that we shoot this show.
Well,
that's it for Thursday.
Well, I was going to, you're just cutting me right off. What I was getting at was he picks his spots and he loads up on his units. And in baseball, I'm going to start doing that as well as NBA playoffs. That's where I'm going to nail it because I'm going to bang some money this. I'm telling you, I'm going to have a great NBA season. So.
Let's wrap this one up. Mike Brenner, tune in for our show tomorrow. We were going to catch the Friday card.
That's right. Great show, Pete.